and welcome to all you lovely Geminis. My name is Gordon and I'll be your host for the next 15 or so minutes, and we're going to be looking at what 2015 has in store for all you lovely sun sign Geminis and rising sign Geminis. Now, just as a heads up, my website, which is www.gordonrobertsspiritmedium.co.uk, along the bottom of the page here. If you wish to get more information or find out more about me, then please go straight to the website. Or if you wish to send me an email, then that could be done as well for a personal astrology appraisal. 2015, lovely, lovely Gemini, what does it hold for you? Well, if I had to put one word on 2015 for you, Gemini, I would say reflection. I would call reflection. Now, your ruler, to start with, is Mercury. And we do see Mercury actually stopping and going retrograde, as it does every year. And, you know, we're going to find this in January. So as we go into the early part of the year, we're going to see Mercury, you can see your ruling planet stopping and hovering. And it hovers really in your first of all, in your ninth house. Now, the ninth house is all to do with, it can be to do with journeys, it can be certainly to do with long distance travel. So if you've got anything planned, maybe you're going away for an early break during the winter, then you can expect, major thing, you can expect delays around that sort of time. But also, it also stops and concentrates the mind in and around the area of that house, and that house controls a bit of higher learning. It also is the house of spirituality, and it is also the house where we look at when we're looking perhaps for some higher education. So these are things that are highlighted for you, not to just dismiss. So if you are thinking about doing any one of those items, then that really gets highlighted for you more around January. Then, as we go more on into the year, we have another couple of dates for you, if I just refer to my notes, excuse me, which is in May, June, and also in September and October. And the main houses that we are looking at there is, as we come across, we're also going to be starting to, it's not going to be that important to you. It's really around the 11th and the 12th house, which actually comes more into the being of what I want to talk about a little bit later, which is really to do with where Saturn is with you. Because, the retrogrades that are happening with you in your particular houses are not particularly strong houses. They're houses of, what I call houses of reflection, and this is how I've entitled 2015 for you. It is a time of reflection. Now, one of the major players in your chart this year is going to be Saturn. There's going to be a couple, but the main one is going to be Saturn, and also we need to look a little bit at Jupiter as well. Now, if we look at Saturn in the first instance, Saturn is transiting, moving from your 6th to your 7th house. Now, I've mentioned on previous chats that we've had is that Saturn tends to stay in a sign for at least 2 to 2.5 years, and it concentrates on that area, and it concentrates the mind to try and teach or enlighten, transform that particular area of your life. Now, over the last couple of years, the transformation has been taking place in very much into the mundane and the work side of your life. So you may have been finding yourself just nose to the grindstone, going at something, doing something, not having much time to think about this. Now, this could be with a relationship, or this could be to do with work. But either way, it's a blinkered approach. Now, the interesting thing is, as we come into 2015, this slow-moving, transformational planet, think of it almost like an old schoolmaster, edges its way into your 7th house. Doesn't get very far in, it's only a few degrees that it goes in. So if it's going to react with any of your suns, it's going to be in the early Gemini. So as we move from the late May to probably late May to beginning of June, no further forward than that, it's going to feel the most effect. And the effect that it's going to have is quite major, because this is the 7th house, is what is known as an angular house, so it has impact. Now, when it moves into this 7th house, it has the effect of expanding and allowing you to look in more detail at your relationships. Now, this isn't necessarily saying about marriage or partnerships in that sort of way. It's the relationship necessarily that you have with yourself and the way that you view things. So if you have been concentrating too much on work and concentrating too much in one particular area, then as you go into 2015, you are going to notice this. You are going to be sitting up, you're going to be starting to smell the coffee, you're going to be wanting to change your routine. You're going to be looking at things in a different way and saying, hey, am I being taken for a ride? Am I being appreciated? Am I being accepted in what I do? And gradually, because it is a gradual thing with you, Gemini, because you're what is known as a mutable sign, so you're not a pushy individual, you're not generally out there cracking the whip. It comes in slowly, and you want people to notice you and help and pull you away. But this time round, it's coming from you, it's coming from your inner self. Now, the timings really on this, it certainly gets more exciting as we go towards the end of the year as opposed to the beginning. When I say the end of the year, I mean as we go out towards August time, August, September, October, because you also get a shift in energy in your 4th house. Now, the 4th house is all to do with your inner strength, and we find wonderful Jupiter coming on board there. Now, Jupiter, as opposed to Saturn, is at the opposite end of the spectrum. Jupiter is all about giving, it's all about fun, it's about expansion, it's about plenty. So this drives your powerhouse, this drives your inner strength and gives you the fortitude, the foresight, the feeling to be able to make changes in 2015 where people would look at you and say, well, they were fine last week, well, I don't know what do you mean, what it's all about. So people better beware, Mr. Gemini and Mrs. Gemini, because you're not on the warpath. You're not on the warpath, but what you are on the path of is being noticed, is making the sun or making the spotlight shine on you so people appreciate what it is that you are doing. And where people don't appreciate it, or they feel, or rather you feel that you're being taken advantage of it, then Gemini, you are going to make changes, and you are going to make potentially quite some large changes because the energy is with you. Now, we have some eclipses in 2015 coming up, and these are going to be quite strong as far as triggering ambition in you as well. So it is an awakening year. When I say reflection, in summary, your year is going to be reflecting very slowly, because it's like a little flame that slowly comes alive, reflecting on what has been and what you want to make life more perfect for you. As we go towards the back end of the year, September, October, relationships, new exciting relationships really take a shine and start to come in towards you, Gemini. That's a short, sharp précis. As you can see, I don't tend to go into too much yet. I just want to give you the general overview. What is 2015 all about for you? And Geminis, thank you so much for listening. And the website comes up at the bottom of the page here, www.gordonrobertspiritmedium.co.uk. Look on the website for more information. If you like what you hear, put a like on the page because it does help with us. Become a subscriber, and then you can get regular updates on a regular basis. Once again, Gemini, thank you so much for listening to me. My name is Gordon. Speak to you again very, very soon.